Mum and Dad's answer.
That really was.
Yeah,
It was really bad. Now, teenage girls are quitting school sport because they don't think they're good enough. A survey revealed almost half of girls aged 11 to 17 are turning their backs on being active, with 15 to 17-year-olds most likely to quit.
Let's get today's take on this with Shelley Horton from mindhoney.com.au and journalist John Mangles. Shelley, I'll go to you first.
Yeah.
Girls claim they have too much homework and schoolwork to do to be doing this, but
No,
it's
that's
actually
an
good for their
excuse.
brains to be.
That's an excuse. And I used to make these excuses. So I know what it's
so
like.
you're this girl?
I am that girl. But it was also things like I didn't have a very good sports bra. Or some of the girls, you know, didn't like wearing the short skirts. Like, there are a lot of things that are working against you when it comes to playing sport. And I look back now, and my school actually had compulsory, you know, participation for some of the things. And that was almost a bit damaging for me. I had some boys standing at the end of the 100-metre running just clapping because, you know, my boobs wobbled so much. And I ran straight from there into the toilets and just bawled my eyes out. So I think we actually need to be a bit more considerate to girls and understand that it's a bit tough. But saying too much homework, I'm telling you now, that is a flat-out excuse.
Well, John, one of the things that this survey looked at was confidence. That's a big issue for these girls, but also to blame social media.
Yeah, well, confidence. I mean, Shelley's just proven that it's all about confidence. And I'd have thought, as you said, David, you go into sport to help build your confidence. You don't have to be the best kick in the team or the best shooter to get a lot out of the sport. Learning how to win, how to lose, how to be a team player, how to rely on others, how they rely upon yourself. Your point about Facebook is going back to the whole addiction to screens and spending way too much time in front of screens. And that's why I agree with Shelley that the homework thing is a cop-out.
Yeah.
I think it's an excuse to get back in front of the
But where do
screens,
parents
which is
fall-
just too convenient.
Where do parents fall into this as well? The other avenue I want to explore is because I think some parents out there going, oh, you know, all right, darling, if that's what you don't want to do. You know, are parents too soft on this approach now?
I like it. A lot of my friends are just like, if you signed up for netball at the start of the season, you finish the season.
Exactly.
And then you can change, but you can't drop out halfway.
And
I kind of like that.
You know what else, David? That's a bit of a cop-out, you know, when you talk about parents that way, because what parent's going to say to the kid when the kid says, I want to do more homework, what parent's going to say, oh, no, don't do more homework?
But actually,
You know.
maybe you need to, or less screen time as opposed to less homework.
Homework, yeah.
Because
And
we
there is a
know
difference.
that when you're active, you feel better, you feel
Absolutely.
brighter, you're more alert. You
The
actually
endorphins. Yeah, absolutely.
And schools now don't
I
encourage,
think-
you know, you have to win all the time. They
Yeah.
focus more on the participation, which is as it should be. Sorry, Shell.
No, I was just saying that I know when I was playing team sports that it was that camaraderie, and then you develop a new little tribe within the school instead of just your normal clique. So I think we have to do what we can to get them playing sport.
Also making news, employers are offering incentives to keep workers happy instead of a pay rise. Oh, I thought that would have been it.
That's what make us happy.
Well, loyal staff are being offered an extra 5 days of paid annual leave, so kind of the same, while others are being given the option to taking the school holidays off with their kids. John, what do you reckon's better, getting paid more or getting these little incentives on the side?
I think it's a great idea, getting the incentives on the side which equate to money. I just think it's fantastic if the employer says, look, we haven't got enough cash to pay you extra, but you can have an extra week off work. Great, I can spend more time with my kids, I can coordinate my leave with their school holidays, I can help my partner if they've got a special project and we need extra support at home. I think it's a fantastic incentive for employees, and it takes the focus and emphasis off everything is about money and getting those extra few bucks. Give it back in a different way and you'll get the loyalty back in spades.
I want to know if you can take those extra holidays without your kids.
That's different.
A holiday.
That makes the happy face, right? Look, I mentor a whole heap of young female journos, and I often counsel them and say, look, there is only so much budget there. You may not get a pay increase every year. But now, like, I've taught them to negotiate for things like a car spot at work, or to get their phone paid for, or extra leave, and they're really happy with that as an outcome. And it doesn't come out of the budget, so the company's happy as well. So I think this is actually a win-win.
A win-win. All right, well, we'll all take the extra holidays. Thanks, everybody.
Yes,
please.
And to pay, we'd still like a pay rise.
Pay rise.
We'd be very clear on that.
Well, she's a tough negotiator, so let's start with the pay rise and the holidays, with or without kids. That's up to us.
Done.
Yeah, and we'll keep going from there. You guys will stay with us?
Sure.
All right, when we
Okay.
come back, why one mum's clever pocket money idea is copping criticism from other parents.
And the real secret to happiness. Find out the two things us women are better off without. having in our lives.
Pay rise and...
Men. Welcome back. A mother is being criticised for revealing how much pocket money she gives her 13-year-old son. So he receives $26 a fortnight for doing things like cleaning the cat litter and taking out the recycling. And he can earn another $10 if he does extra jobs like washing the car or finishing a load of washing.
Right, Shelley Horton and John Mangos are here to discuss this. So, Shelley, people, of course, are outraged. Well, they're arguing about this. They're saying, look, this is too much money for a 13-year-old. So she's just saying it's $1 a day for... Or, no, it's his age. Not $1 a day, but it's his age, at 13. I don't see that's any of our business.
I don't have kids, but I also just go... Everything's expensive. So that's actually, it depends on how much they're paying for extra things. Like if he has to pay for his own movie tickets, that's gone.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I actually don't understand why people are outraged and upset about this. Everyone can do whatever they want in their own home. I actually love that this is all pinned to the wall because I think that these days so many kids don't even really see real money. It's all tap and go, everything. Yeah. But to see the money on the wall, that would incent us. I would be encouraged to save and to do extra chores if I had money pinned to the wall. So I think
you can do that.
Clever.
You know, you're an adult.
I think what?
You can pay yourself. Well, John, what about you? I mean, do you give your kids pocket money?
Yeah, and I think it's a great idea to get them to work for it because it's the whole work ethic thing. You
Sweep the chimneys.
As they say in life, the old Aussie expression, nothing for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
And it just teaches that work ethic culture that if you do these things, you'll get a little extra money, and if you don't, you won't. Having said that, I do have a problem with parents and children, parents requiring board. I don't think I could ever charge my kids to live at home with me. That just doesn't seem right.
Hang on, even if they're 30 and still living there?
Yeah.
Even if they're 30.
I don't mind that. Look, the idea of that I don't think is okay, as long as the parents are using that money like to help them get a place.
So put it back into a bank
board,
account
yeah.
or so.
You know what I mean?
Okay, well that's forced saving, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
But board as in give me the money so you can stay in mum and dad's house, that just doesn't feel right to me.
Really?
Yeah. But there you go.
Ali's
The kids are already coughing up.
I might get 4 more kids just to set up that retirement.
But pay for the chores, no problem. Get those chores done. Yeah.
All right, finally, no kids, no worries, no husbands. I should have done that in some sort of order. But anyway, according to a behavioural scientist, women are happier if they aren't married and they don't have children.
I wish someone had told me this a few years ago.
Also,
It's no good to me now.
you could have lived longer than any other subgroup that was surveyed.
Well, Shelley, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, what
I'm living the dream, obviously. No, look, the thing
But
is...
you are married.
I
Yeah.
am married, but I don't like these sort of surveys where they pit certain groups against each other because I know that I certainly have less stress than people with kids, but I'm not going to say that I'm happier or I have more
No,
love.
you are.
I
You
do,
are.
but I
Please do.
honestly think that it's what you want. So it's really, it's about choice. I'm happy because of my choice. And I can tell you flat out, I was not happier when I was single. I hated dating. It was awful. And I love my husband. So that makes me happier. But just don't pit us against each other.
Yeah, that's a fair call. What do you think?
Yeah,
I mean,
I totally
would your
agree.
wife be
just
happier
can't.
without you?
My wife. Would my wife?
Good
be happy?
question.
Yeah, probably. But look, you know, I agree with you, Shell. It's horses for courses. It's what you want for yourself.
Yeah.
I just can't believe a survey that says women go into their later lives preferring not to have a partner. Like every love song you've ever sung is all about trying to find love, isn't it?
Well, no, except for All By Myself. Great song.
But you know what I mean? That it's sort of, we all look for love. We want love. And you get it either
Yeah.
from a spouse or you especially get it from your kids. And that's very fulfilling for those of us who choose to do it. But if you choose not to, as you say, c'est la vie.
And some people don't get love from their kids. Some people
Correct.
have horrible kids. Let's remember that. Let's not, rose-coloured glasses, people.
So I don't,
Oh, there are none here.
Yeah, actually, good point, Ali.
So I've got my doubts about the validity of this survey.
Well, I
really.
mean, it's a bit of fun, really, isn't it, this survey? But what I loved is that when the people they asked in front of the answer they gave in front
yes.
of their
Yeah.
spouse was different to the answer
Yeah.
they gave
Yes.
when they're not
Do
here.
you want to say what the answer was?
I'm so much happier with you. Ask me, when you're not here.
Let us know what you think on Facebook and Twitter. Do you agree with the survey? Would you have been happier alone? Sounds
weird, doesn't it?
Sounds weird, doesn't it?
Well, coming up
Thanks,
on
guys.
today. Oh, we're done.
Yeah,
we're done.
You guys
We're
are
out of
No,
here.
they can't stay for another
See ya.
second. We can't afford it.
Unless you can give us an incentive, maybe an
day in
extra
lieu.
day leave.
Oh, we'll go back to our
Or a bit of
spouses.
pocket money. Bit of pocket money.
Bit of pocket money. Go back to our spouses. That's what we'll do.
Thanks, John. Thanks,
idea.
Shelley. Well, coming up on Today Extra, from homework struggles to friendship drama.